What's up, guys? Monster Trio here with another One Piece theory. Now, this one is very interesting because I did my research on this one, so this one is actually kind of accurate. And I'm happy that I did my research on this because it also came back to prove three of my other theories. The three that it proved, or not proved, obviously nothing is set in stone, but three that it supported were Sanji and Bellamy being brothers, Sanji being a prince, and also Bellamy joining the Straw Hats. So here's what ended up happening. I was scrolling through Bellamy's page, and I was scrolling through the bottom, and it turns out that Oda was asked a question about Bellamy's name. And so I'm going to read this to you. Hello, Oda. I need to ask you about something I just noticed. Is Bellamy the hyena's name modeled after the North American pirate Samuel Bellamy? And Oda responded, yes, that is correct. Samuel Bellamy, that's him. They say he was a pretty big-time pirate in his day and had a love for speaking. Instead of a hyena, he would be more like a lion that loves giving public addresses. So after reading this, obviously Oda knows this pirate pretty well. He must have done his research into Samuel Bellamy. And when I looked up Samuel Bellamy, because then I was intrigued, okay, if his name's modeled after him, maybe other things are modeled after him. And I look it up, and I could not believe what I'd found. I found out that Samuel Bellamy was captain of his own ship, just like our Bellamy was. He was one of 6 children, tying into my Sanji brother theory, and I have more to support that. That's not my only thing. Oh, he had brothers and sisters. The other thing, tying into that, again, the Sanji Bellamy brothers theory, his nickname, he had 2 nicknames, and both tie into theories of mine. He was Black Bellamy was his nickname, and I'm like, wow, Black Bellamy, that has to tie into Black Leg Sanji. He was known as Black Sam Bellamy. Black Leg Sanji. Are you kidding me? Like, that's too convenient to not be... that it's too coincidental. There's got to be some sort of connection there. And then when I looked up his other nick, so that tied into the Bellamy and Sanji being brothers theory. Black Bellamy and Black Leg Sanji. Black Sam Bellamy and Black Leg Sanji. So I was like, okay, that is way too convenient. Then his other nickname, which I was like, okay, this is getting way too convenient, is his other nickname was the Prince of Pirates. And I'm literally just thinking, oh my god, Prince. Sanji, a prince, and if Bellamy, the pirate that he's modeled after, is the Prince of Pirates, and I think that those two are brothers, then I think that Bellamy is also a prince, per se, and I think that maybe he might not be a prince per se, but I think that backs up the Sanji Bellamy theory. I think Bellamy could be like a bastard son. If they're related, they could have like the same father, same mother, probably the same mother, not the same father. But then, so those were his nicknames that I thought was way too convenient. I read that about Oda, and then another theory, and so then this also tied into my Bellamy joining the Straw Hats, because if he is any of these things, if Bellamy's Sanji's brother, if he's a prince, if he's like, he's gonna join the Straw Hats then. I mean, if Bellamy and Sanji are brothers, he has to join the Straw Hats. And when you think about it, there's no one on the crew who's related to each other. And I'm not saying there has to be. Obviously, like, there could be a crew of complete anybody, but I think that'd be kind of not poetic, but like nice to have some sort of actual relationship on the crew, and considering they don't know each other at all, it'd be like they're practically getting to know each other. So I think that would be a good connection for the crew as well. Also, conveniently, Sanji, where is he? Oh, he's off in trouble somewhere, conveniently right when Dressrosa is ending. Oda never splits up the crew. Like, he never separates them for this amount of time. And the fact that he did, I'm like, are you kidding me? The one time when I'm about to find out if my theory is correct, he separates them. So that irritated me, and I think that also has to tie into it, because then Bellamy might help rescue him. and they'll recognize each other. They're both from the North Blue. I already mentioned that. That was so obvious. And then another reason I think that he'll join the crew. This doesn't tie to him being related to Samuel Bellamy, but I think Bellamy will join the crew because little did I bet no one really noticed, but none of the Straw Hats fruits are exactly like, called like really crazy things. So I have some of the fruits up. Here, wait, let me. There's only one more I have to pull up. But for example, while I'm pulling this up, like Luffy's is the Gomu Gomu no Mi, which is like the gum gum fruit. Then you have Robin, who has the flower fruit. And now I'm looking up. You have Chopper, who has the Hito Hito no Mi, which is the human fruit. And then you have Brook, who's got the Yomi Yomi no Mi, which is the revive fruit. And then and then you've got Bellamy, who's got the Bane no Mi fruit, which is the boing boing fruit. It's not exactly a threatening fruit sounding name when you think about it. And I'm sure everyone thought when they saw Luffy's or heard of Luffy's the gum gum fruit, they didn't think it was that threatening either. But I think it ties in that the Straw Hats won't have like, oh, I have the tidal wave fruit. Like they're gonna have like lame sounding fruits, but they all know how to use them and use them correctly. So I think that is another reason he could tie in, is because his fruit does not have an insane name and is really not that powerful. And then I go back to the bounty thing. Everything ties to him joining the Straw Hats, being being Sanji's brother, and him being maybe a prince. I think Sanji's definitely a prince, though. They're definitely related. Not definitely, but like I've got some more facts to back up this theory now, and I really want to hear what you guys have to think, especially after hearing this. I would love, dude, guys, look up Samuel Bellamy, the pirate, because the fact that Oda admitted that he modeled his character after him, or modeled the name, that makes me, Oda did his research then and had to look up stuff about this guy. He has to know Black Bellamy, and I think that now that Bellamy can use hockey too, Black Arm Bellamy, I'm telling you, it's going to be Black Arm Bellamy and Black Leg Sanji together on the Straw Hat crew. And he's going to be weaker and not in the Monster Trio, but he's going to be the next strongest person in the crew. And everyone's like, oh, Bellamy's too weak. I mean, have you looked at the Straw Hat crew? You got Nami, you got Usopp. Chopper is decent now because he's got his monster point, but that only lasts 5 minutes. I mean, then you got Brook. I think all four of them, easily Bellamy could beat all four of them. Literally, if he was fighting Chopper, some of you might argue Chopper, he could easily just avoid Chopper in his monster point when he just uses his spring hopper. He can just jump around, and Chopper wouldn't be able to hit him. And then I think him fighting, him fighting Robin, for all we know, for the record, he might not be willing to hit a woman, just like Sanji. And because I think the reason that Sanji won't hit a woman is because of experience he had as a child, and if they're brothers, I think they went through the same experience. And if you go back, Bellamy never hits a woman or hurts a woman in any way. Anyway. All the Kurita Coliseum people were men that he hit. I believe that, he doesn't hurt Nami when he is at Jaya. And then, yeah. I don't know is Dellinger a guy? I'm not, sure. But if Dellinger's a girl, he didn't hit Dellinger back, if you recall, which is another reason. But yeah, no, that's my theory. I think that he's got to be tied in a bigger way. I think he's going to join the Straw Hats. I think he's going to be brothers with them. I think his appearance is very unique too. He's a different skin tone than all the Straw Hats. He's like a tanner version. So I think he's very different looking. I mean, people are saying, oh, well, he's got the upper body strength, like Frankie. If you look at Frankie, his shoulders are like giant circles. He looks nothing like him. And his arms are now like squares. You've got Bellamy, who's got normal muscles. I think old Frankie kind of looked too much like him, maybe. But now new Frankie is like a whole robot, so he's not. I don't think he looks like him at all anymore. But yeah, I think he looks perfect for the crew. His hair is like different too. His hair is like a darker blonde than Sanji's is, so he looks different than Sanji. And yeah, so that is my theory on that. I think he's perfect for Straw Hats. All the being brother, everything. So everything I've talked about. But I want to hear what you guys have to think. Please look up Samuel Bellamy. He's a great. He was some awesome pirate. And the fact that Oda admitted he modeled it after him, I think, is too convenient. All right, but I wanted to hear what you guys have to think. So leave a comment, please. I want to hear your guys' opinions. All right. Thank you guys for listening, watching. If you haven't, subscribe. I do more videos. And I promise, guys, in the future, we'll do less Bellamy videos. I'm just really a Bellamy fan. And until Dressrosa ends, I'm going to be, like, just losing sleep over whether or not, like, what's going to happen with him, essentially. But, yeah, no. All right, so I'm going to let you guys leave a comment. All right. Monster Trio signing off.